Join me as I try to spot nature's master of disguise in the wild. Can I find them all before they blend in and disappear? Get ready to scale new heights of wildlife photography. In this video, we will dive into the fascinating world of reptile photography, sharing expert tips and techniques to capture the magic of this chameleon through your lens. From composition to lighting, we will cover it all to help you take your reptile photography skill to the next level. This video is a must watch for anyone passionate about capturing the beauty of reptile. So grab your camera and let's get started on this wild adventure.
Their survival might be limited to tiny pockets, with little hope of genetic diversity. If this species, once common in expansive habitat, goes extinct, at the very least, our world would be less a place without them.
Good morning, everybody. Today, on the New Year's Day of 2022, we are very fortunate and driving towards our farmhouse on the foothills of Matharan. Being the first day after when the COVID lockdown got over, and we are fortunate and happy to travel today for a photography tour. These are the range of Western Ghats passing 6 states. Actually, Western Ghats are older than Himalayas. With this COVID-19 pandemic wreaking havoc to travel expeditions, photographers like me believe a lot in adventures and jungle trails which were missing during the lockdown. With travel destination now gradually opening up and the climatic condition being favorable to reptiles and amphibians, wildlife photographers are looking at capturing snakes, frog, lizard, among other species during this pandemic.
Oh my god! Look, it seems a good start. Take this. What we are witnessing today on the middle of the road, take the video from the other side. It's an Indian chameleon.
Can you see it? Very close to my farmhouse, and I don't believe it to my eyes what I found it today. It's a beautiful green chameleon on the middle of the road, being an arboreal tree dwelling. Shocking to see it on the ground. I don't know for what reason it must be on the ground, must have perhaps fallen from the tree or passing through its migratory path
Or going to lay eggs.
Very beautiful. And the locals also from this area, they always say, but I never got a chance to see it, they always say there are a lot of chameleons in this area on this mountain, as the dried grass beds breeds lots of insects below it. Probably it is going towards the mountain. Let me put him on the other side of the road so that I can save a species and he can go happily. They are looking fit. There is no damage. He looks healthy.
The Indian chameleon moves slowly with a bobbing movement, rocking back and forth to mimic the background and pretend to be as if a vegetation shaking in the wind.
As this you can see, there is a passerby, probably could crash and kill it. So let me put him to the safer side. Let me save a species today. It's a beautiful species of a lizard. It comes from the family of lizard and it is also called Chameleonidae. Let me help him today for the betterment of the species so that there is no accident or it doesn't get damaged. Let this chameleon survive and enjoy his life. And there he goes very happily.
I'm so happy with the first day of 2022.
It's my lucky day and I've got this beautiful green chameleon. And it's my first time basically I'm seeing a chameleon in my area. And I'm lucky. I hope I get a lot of chameleons today because as the localite says, there are a lot of chameleons in this area.
This species of chameleon is also found in Sri Lanka and other parts of South Asia. Like other chameleons, this species have a long tongue, feet that are shaped in the bifid claspers, and independent eye movement with a view of 360 degree. They can change color rapidly, and primary purpose of color change is for communication with other chameleons and for controlling body temperature by changing to dark colors to absorb heat. Oh, and of course, to hide from the predators. This is another chameleon in the world of reptiles that they are peeling its skin, and usually it's a sign of healthiness when they change the skin. Being young and growing, it will keep on changing its skin or peeling off its skin as and when required. Change of temperature, environment, and it's a sign of growth. Unique behavior which we are capturing it today. Never got a chance to see a chameleon changing its skin in the wild of this reptile. Chameleons, like all reptiles, sort the skin means changing or shedding of the skin. They do it frequently when they are young and growing quickly. But fully grown also occasionally change and renew old scales. Chameleon loses its appetite while shedding. They usually rub itself against small bushes, plants, and thick vegetations or rock to loosen the skin, which helps start separating from body and breaking in places and start the peeling off, unlike snakes who generally shed in one piece. This renew makes way for a healthy, growing chameleon. On average, an adult will shed once every 8 weeks, and a younger chameleon will shed more often, roughly every 3 to 4 weeks. Now you can see that this chameleon is in dark blackish in color, which means it is trying to absorb heat to warm up in this winter morning. This shedding process is usually like other scaled reptiles like snakes, geckos, and green iguanas. Shedding helps them to remove old damaged skins and scales and makes more breathing room for lizards to expand and grow in size. As chameleons never take a bath, the old skin layer simply falls off and takes the dirt, ticks, and ectoparasites. Following the trails guided by the localites, finding a chameleon is a very difficult task with extreme efforts and sharpness.
In search of this elusive reptile called chameleon. As localites have told me, there are a lot of chameleons on this mountain and surrounding. So I'm searching it. Probably could find it. As my day, the New Year day, started with luck, hoping to find it more. The winter morning of today has suddenly, the heat has increased and it's difficult to climb the mountain, and simultaneously I'm searching for chameleon. These are the beautiful mountains of Matharan,
A beautiful picnic spot also for the people. We are exactly at the foothills of Mathiran.
In the world of lizards, its evolutionary roots that date back as far as 61 million years ago. And chameleons are some of the most unique reptiles on this earth.
Last. There I got it. Yes, the villagers were right. There are chameleon on this mountain. Wow.
The term chameleon is a combination of two Greek words, chamai, meaning the earth, and leon, meaning lion. Thus, the chameleon means earth lion.
We will wait, let it come up. There are a lot of insects and
Flies and other ectoparasites. And simultaneously, to maintain and regulate the temperature of the body, they frequently come in the sunlight to take the heat. The Asian chameleon or an Indian chameleon is a wonder of evolution, possessing numerous facts that are quite different from other lizards. Watching a chameleon over a couple of hours will reveal how it uses almost all its wondrous adaptations. However, watching a chameleon for any length of time can be difficult. You could have your gaze locked on it 1 minute and then completely loses it in the next. We are lucky to find another chameleon with a very beautiful background. A chameleon's hand and feet are an overlooked wonder of evolution. The digits are clubbed together in bunches of 2 and 3, oppositely in hands and feet. And that's the reason they are very efficient tree climbers and very commonly known as arboreals. The inability to move quickly means this lizard needs to be able to approach their prey stealthily and capture it from a fair distance. We know chameleons can be stealthy. The pounces comes from their incredible catapult-like tongue, armed with a very vicious saliva, 1,000 times more vicious than ours. Usually, chameleons never misses its target, even though its prey consists of insects like grasshoppers, butterflies, dragonflies or larvae. With really fast reaction time, any movement or threat. Some chameleons can actually project their tongue more than twice the distance of their own body length. Believe me that a reptile photography has gained traction due to the artistic value it adds to a picture. Unlike pictures of big cats, snakes and frogs and reptiles are very colorful, adding a creative value to the picture. Reptile photography is an expansion of interest because it is the last venture domain and the toughest of all lot. Unlike other terrains, capturing reptiles requires you to go out of your comfort zone and into the inhostile terrain. While photographing reptiles, photographers should have a trained eyes and a local guide accompanying him to have a better understanding of the habitat the reptiles are living in. As we are lucky to witness the chameleon doing a poop, which is usually done once or twice in a week generally, by adult. Quantity of poop proves how efficient they are eating and there is a good availability of food for them. This proves that the higher population of chameleon in this area means there is a proper chain of worms, insects and vegetation for chameleons to forage. After the strenuous photography of this Indian chameleon, in the first half of the day, we started again after resting in the second half. Chameleons are often nearly impossible to see. Just ask anyone who spends time in the field looking for them. It's incredibly difficult to spot them. This unique capability of chameleon relies so much on camouflage that everything they do is aimed at vanishing from sight. And that is really a big task to search and find a chameleon. What I am looking in this place, where it is rich forest floor, environment will attract an entire microcosms of insect life, and probably chameleon can be there. Today, seeing so many chameleons around suddenly made me wonder to their ability to stay below the radar. And now you can see it's really difficult to find one. Let me take another route and see my luck. Have to search fast as the light is also running down. Chameleons don't come down to ground level often. They do so only when they need to cross from one clump of tree or shrub to another, or when females need to lay. Come fast, I found one. Wow, what an ability to camouflage itself. Very difficult to find. The golden hour, soft, warm directional light makes it easier to shoot than the harsh light of the midday sun. Both professional photographers and beginners prefers to shoot during this golden hour since it's easiest to work with. This is the time when the sun is in the lower position in the sky compared to the other time of the day. And also use spot metering. Spot metering tells the camera to expose for whatever the focal point is, instead of considering the entire scene. Without spot metering, you will most likely to end up with dark subjects or even a silhouette. Backlighting can sometimes be tough for budget lenses, so check your focus to make sure you got it sharp before leaving the scene. The light changes quickly during the golden hour. You will want to watch your settings and adjust as the light fades. You might have to increase your ISO, widen the aperture, or lower the shutter speeds as the amount of sunlight decreases. Since most chameleons are tree dwellers, they have developed prehensile, means grasping tails, and a highly functional foot structure. This specialized feat allows chameleons to grip tightly into the narrow branches, and the sharp claws at the end of each toes help this little lizard to readily climb through surfaces like treetop. Now you can see the sun is setting and it's getting darker now. At this particular moment, I will make an assumption that you are understanding the exposure triangle, composition and the setup of your camera with the right lens for the picture you have in mind. Therefore, the only thing holding you back is a lack of light, whether caused by the setting sun, heavy forest cover, or the fact it's nighttime. The first thing is to ensure that you have enough light. This will be illuminating your subject or the surrounding area. In some cases, like soft fill lighting, when the subject is positioned right in front of your lens, the built-in flash of your camera may suffice. However, built-in flashes do have their limitations. For those who want more controlled over lighting options, it is the best to invest more powerful external flash for your camera setup. As I'm trying my best to share my knowledge, if you are shooting at night, you're going to need at least one light source like a torch or a headlamp that gives you the ability to see what you are doing. Yes, while using flash, the second option is fitting a diffuser at your external off-camera flash. This flash setup is extremely versatile in terms of light positioning and direction. Now lastly, the most important, ethical consideration. While there may be no concrete and conclusive evidence from scientific studies that flash photography causes lasting damages to the reptiles and amphibians, and educated guesses would conclude that the experience is not a pleasant one for the animal. Like us, constantly having a bright light set on our face is not enjoyable. Finally, this lighting technique, while ideal for amphibians and reptile photographies, are also great for the smaller subjects including insects and micro-sized matter. There are several species of chameleons that are inhumanly kept in captivity. Every year, a variety of sources provide millions of animals to the exotic pet trade. Animals are captured from their native habitat and transported to various countries to be sold as pets. The seller of these animals disregards state or local law regarding private possessions of exotics animal they peddle. The suffering of the animals in the hands of unqualified, helpless buyers appears to be of no concern in this lucrative exotic pet trade. Many species of chameleons are threatened with extinction in their natural habitat because of the human population and deforestation. There is also a new update of the IUCN Red List, which finds that this is a unique group of lizard which is facing crisis that sends dozens, if not more, chameleons to extinction, but Indian chameleon is in the category of least concern. But Indian chameleons are protected by the Wildlife Protection Act of India, and it's illegal to keep them as pets. They are meant to lead their natural lives free in the wild. Our best wishes to the chameleon for a long and happy life, roaming freely in the forest. The more we can all respect nature and appreciate the value of lives of wild animals, the happier and healthier life on our planets will be. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of nature's master of disguise. And don't forget to check out my next video on the amazing world of wildlife. This is Habib Nasser. Photography is my subject and I am open to learning.